So welcome to Discovering Your Magic Business Sauce. I came up with this name because really I wanted to bring in spiritual principles into the business, but at the same way, I wanted to be grounded. Sometimes I find that it's like as entrepreneurs, it's really hard. There's a lot of work. We're wearing multiple hats. We're doing so much. We're juggling multiple things. And then we have to be our accounts receivables. We have to create content. We have to deliver services. We have to call people. So there's so many pieces, but I wanted to bring in the kind of holistic view because my style of coaching, my style of working in business is to really bring in the whole person. So I want you to have tangible strategies, steps to walk, into getting the income you want, actually working in your business. But at the same time, I want you to be able to feel good about it. Like I want you to not only create the desired outcome and the desired financial goal that you want, but to also who you're going to be when you arrive. What's the type of quality of life that you want to experience? Because I've worked with plenty of people where goals and they had money or whatever it is was their desired outcome. And then they achieved it and then they felt flat. They felt unfulfilled. And so my style is about, let's bring in the whole person. Let's bring in who you want to be. Let's bring in what you need to do. Let's also bring in the parts that are sabotaging, how you're feeling, working in the energy around it, raising your vibration. Because I feel like there's a confidence and there's a way of being that really impacts your business. Because a lot of us can do exactly the same steps in our business, but why is it that some of us yield better results than others? What's going on there? We talked a little bit about the mindset. Yeah, it's about who you think you are or how you show up, or if you think you can be successful, or those self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs. But there's also vibration. It makes a difference if somebody walks in the room and says, hey, I can help you. Like, I know exactly what I need to do, versus somebody that's like, I know I can help you. I'm not, it's, you can feel it, right? And so all of that matters. So the intentions of today's program is to discover that. I want to make sure I'm going to take you through a process so that we can have an experience. I also want to work on, are you aligned with your vision? Are you energetically and mentally aligned with the vision that comes forward? So I'll take you through a process to get connected to that vision, and then we'll talk about what to do with it. Because it's more than just having an experience or having a vision of where you want to go. It's also being able to bridge the gap in between. Being able to strategize within that vision so that you can get there, and then making sure all of you is in alignment. Because like I said, being an entrepreneur, it can be tough. And so this is the piece. It's like, I want to know the why. Why are you doing this? Because that's the piece. When you understand the why, when you really get clear and connected to that, that's going to keep you going through the hard times. That's going to keep you when you're like, oh, I'm so over this. Like, that's the piece that's going to have you committed and stay passionate and connected to your dream. So what I want to do is I'm going to take you all through a guided visualization. And so that's the first part of this. And so what I want you to do is I want everybody to have a paper and pen ready, because when we're complete, I'm going to give you some time to capture it, to ground it, to write down that information so that you can ground what it is that you experienced, okay? And then the intention of this experience is to connect you even deeper to the why, and to have a more colorful, more magical experience than just mentally. Because I can ask you what's your why, and all of you will tell me, oh, my kids, oh, I want to have a nice life, or you'll all have a mental understanding, but I want you to have an experiential process. I want you to go through an experience so that it can have a little bit more life, a little bit more color, a little bit more magic. It kind of brings the different layers to it, okay? So I want all of you to get relaxed, get into your chair or wherever it is that you can get comfortable. And this will just be a quick process, but I want you to be in a place where you're undisturbed. So if you need to close the door, if you need to tell people in your house to quiet down, I want it to be able so that you're not disrupted, because that can kind of take you out of the experience. Okay. So I want all of you get yourself situated and make sure that your pen and paper is there, because I want you to immediately go into getting an opportunity to write down your experience. And then I just want to allow you all to sit back and relax. I'm going to do it over here, in my situation. Okay. So I just invite you to gently close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. And just let that go. And as you close your eyes and sit back and relax, take a nice deep cleansing breath, clearing, fresh breath of air, and just let that go. And so as your body continues to settle in, take another nice deep breath, and just let that go. And so allowing yourself to just relax a little bit deeper. Take another deep breath. And exhale audibly through your mouth. And so while you're releasing, grounding, and settling yourself, just know that there is no right or wrong way to do this process. Anything that comes up for you is absolutely divinely perfect. So take one more deep breath and just let that go. You're totally safe, at peace, totally present, and at ease. And so just allow yourself to continue breathing, just letting that energy go. That's right, that's good. Just let yourself relax. And so imagine in this warm, connected, soothing space that there's a warm wave, glowing, radiating light that's just surrounding you. It's connecting you. And this glowing, radiating, warm light, allow it to just soothe, fill your energy, and allow it to just move up your feet. Allow yourself to continue to connect. Allowing that energy to move up through your ankles and your calves. Just allowing yourself just to pause, feeling this energy moving through your body. Moving through your body, totally relaxing and connecting you. And so feel that energy just moving up, gently up, moving up through your ankles, your calves, to your knees and your thighs, your hamstrings. Just feel it just moving up, feeling it cleansing, clearing, releasing any energy that's not in service to your highest good. Allowing yourself to feel totally relaxed, at ease, cleansing your body, clearing you. And so as you allow this wave of energy to move up through your thighs and your hamstrings, up through your buttocks, your belly, just feel the moving energy, just moving up, relaxing, almost like little massaging fingers, just feeling it moving up, relaxing, clearing. And allow this light to continue moving up through your back, through your chest, your solar plexus, as you take in a deep breath of fresh air into your lungs. Feeling that energy expanding and cleansing, relaxing your midsections, opening up your chest, opening up your back. And with each exhale, just feeling yourself just releasing any stress, tensions, energy, and just feeling your body, just let go, allowing it to sink into the chair, feeling yourself at peace and at ease. And feel that energy just moving up through your chest and out through your shoulders, down through your arms, through your elbows, as it moves through your wrist and your fingers. Feeling that energy just moving out through the tips of your fingers, just the clearing waves, soothing, massaging, relaxing. And as you're feeling that energy continuing to move up through your body and out through your fingertips, feeling yourself just feeling alive, vibrant, and at peace. And as you feel that energy moving up back through your arms, up through your shoulders, feeling it move up through your chest and your neck, just moving up, soothing, relaxing, feeling your cheeks starting to relax in the neck, feeling your shoulders, just feeling soothing, Feeling this warm, massaging fingers moving up through your face, through your nose and your ears, and up through your forehead, your your third eye, your eyes, moving up through your forehead and out through your crown. Feel that energy moving up and out through the crown of your head as you're connecting to your source, to your highest power, as you're connecting and as you're feeling one. Taking a nice deep breath, feeling yourself relaxing where you are in this space right now. I want you to imagine with your mind's eye, imagine that you're in a beautiful, beautiful sandy beach. As you open your eyes in this space in your mind's eye, notice the waters around you, feeling this beautiful, warm sand next to the calm, peaceful waters, this beautiful blue ocean. Hearing the waves gently flow in, and gently flow out. Very soothing, very relaxing. And as you're taking in this beautiful scene, and the fresh air that's all around you, begin to wiggle your feet and feel the warm, silky white sand sliding through your toes, taking in the colors and the beauty all around you, hearing the rhythm of the waves, knowing that you are totally at peace, relaxed, nurtured, and calm. And so notice in the space around you, what are you experiencing? What do you see? How does it feel to be in this beautiful space? And as you take a deep breath in, start to look out into the ocean, into the calm waves, and allow yourself just to take in the scene. And allow yourself to connect to your highest self, calling that space within you, noticing that surroundings, and beginning to take in the beauty of the scene. And so as you turn around away from the ocean and start to walk in from the beach, notice that there's a beautiful, lush greenery that's awaiting you. And as you're walking into that space, know that you're walking towards the space that your future self resides 5 years in the future. And so as you start to walk to this greenery and start to notice all these trees that are beautiful, light-filled, lush, and the vibrant colors, seeing the flowers and all the energy around. See yourself walking into these trees and knowing that as you walk out on the other side, you will see the space where your future self, 5 years in the future, resides, their sanctuary, that beautiful space, as you start walking towards it. Allow yourself to welcome that space, knowing that your future self is very excited to embrace you, to share their world with you, to share their experience. And as you start walking towards that space, notice what's coming into view. Notice what's all around you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And as you start to see this place coming into clearer view, the place where your future self resides. Is it a house that's coming into view? A bungalow? An apartment? A building? A cottage? Take the scenery around and take it in and just notice. Notice the energy, notice the colors, notice the space that you see. And as you come into this space, just know your future self is so excited to share this world, to allow you to see what's happening allow you to experience your being, your future self's being. She's very excited to share this space. And so as it comes into view, and as you start to notice what's happening, notice if there's other people around. Notice what your future self is doing as you see that person come into view. Who's around? What do they look like? Who are they being? Notice all of these experiences, capturing it, taking it in, and just allowing yourself to witness the beauty of the surroundings and enjoying the sensations that are enveloping you. And notice, what are the qualities that your future self embodies? What's present? Notice all these things around you, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, smelling, experiencing. Allow yourself just to breathe in so that you can get an experience and capture the beauty of the sanctuary and home of your future self. And so just take a moment to sit in this energy, relax into it, and allow yourself just to witness the surroundings and take in any guiding messages, any information, and anything that's available for you. Your future self is so excited to share this world with you. And as you start to get closer and witness the surroundings and what's occurring around you, allow yourself to take in that energy. Allow yourself to take that space in so that you can capture it and take it back with you. And so take another deep breath and just let that go. And if you're connecting with your future self, allow yourself to receive any wisdom, any information, anything that's available for you to take in from your future self. Thank your future self for allowing them to share this experience with you. And allow for any wisdom or any guidance to be shared with you in this space. Thank your future self, allowing them to visit, to connect. And thank them for the wisdom that they're providing you through the experience or through their words. And as you turn around to go back to the space that you came, know that you can return at any point and any time you choose, knowing that that's perfect. And as you return, returning yourself to the beach, to that space, as you walk through the trees, notice everything around you. Notice what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, and what's happening. Noticing the beautiful greenery as you're walking yourself to the sand, to the beach, bringing yourself to that space, allowing yourself just to connect and to ground your energy. And when you're feeling ready, bringing yourself back to this space, back to this room, back to where you are right now, bringing yourself back into this place. Staying relaxed, and at peace. Coming back to here now. So wiggling your toes and your feet, allowing yourself to ground your energy. I invite you to open your eyes and to come back into the space that you're in. And take a moment to write down and capture anything you saw, any of the wisdom, any of the information that was available to you. Allowing that to come to you here and now. And so take a moment and start to write down. Write down what you saw. Write down any guiding messages. Write down what you connected to and what you experienced. And so as you're writing down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of check in with different people to share a little bit about what they saw, what they just anything that they need. Okay, so does anybody want to share? And so know that there's the hand raising, there's the chat section available. Anybody want to share what came forward? Sheila, I'm going to unmute you for a second. Sheila, were you able to connect into anything in the vision? What were you able to see for yourself in 5 years?
Oh, well, lots of stuff. What was interesting, though, is that my partner was with me, but strangely enough, he wasn't. Excuse me, he wasn't.
Right.
Because he just appeared like an outline, almost. You know, like somebody standing with their back to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So he was facing me, but kind of in shadow, in other words. But we were in a favorite place of ours, in the Grill. Then we were in Florida. Then we were in the home that I've a home of my own design, and I was swimming, or we were swimming. We were traveling, sometimes together, sometimes, you know, he doing his thing and I'm doing mine, but at times we would travel together. I saw myself writing, delivering courses. And I got a message was, be patient in all things, which if anybody knows me, that's always a wise thing to tell me, to be patient, because I'm not.
Excellent. Yeah. And so the next question I'm going to kind of bring in, and Sheila, and I'll ask you since you're already out here, but a lot of you were able to kind of see and experience this future. You were able to experience kind of the essence and capture the quality of life that was being expressed. Were any of you able to get in touch with, and maybe in this moment, in touch with the why? Why do you want this to create your business? Is it for this future? Like, what is the deeper reasoning for this?
Well, because it represents a strong and supportive relationship. It represents security. It represents freedom. It represents me being able to do the things that I truly enjoy doing, which allow me to do what I do best, which is to serve. So, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. And so, and I'll ask a few more of you that same question as we look into what you were able to experience. And then underneath it, were you able to connect into, okay, so this is the future that I see for myself, or that I'm connecting to, or that was revealed to me, that's going to unfold in the next 5 years. And then underneath it, were you able to connect with why this? And so, Andrea, I'm going to unmute you for a second to see if anything came forward for that. Or it looks like you may have to unmute on your side. Andrea, what were you able to connect into?
I was able to connect with the scene that you were painting. We had just celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary in Destin, Florida. So it took me back to that beach that we were on, and it became very real. And we had visited that beach 30 years prior on our first anniversary. So it was very surreal as well. But what I got from it is just staying rooted and grounded in God's word, allowing him to continue to lead us on this journey that he had us on with this business that we have, as we touch the lives of those we serve.
That's deep. That's a beautiful passage. And so does that help connect you into the why as you're taking this and looking at your business?
Yes, it does, very much so. Because wherever you are, that's how you express your purpose in God's kingdom. You know, everyone is always trying to find what is my purpose, what is my gift, and and how can I best serve him? And we're finding that through this business, that's what we're doing. We're representing him well, and how we serve others, because that's what Jesus has said. If you want to be great, then serve.
Yeah.
So
that's great. That's a great commitment. Thanks, Andrea.
That's how we do things. Yes.
And so what I'm loving about what's coming forward is the why is the magic sauce, right? The why is the essence of what keeps us committed, because growing a business is tough. And so we crunched the numbers, and so this is the third part of a 3-part series. We've kind of gone through a little bit of strategy, but this is the part that's going to keep you on task, right? It's the why, it's the future that you're seeing for yourself, it's the connection. This is kind of going to help root you to be able to continue to take the steps that you need to take to be able to reach the goal, your desired outcome. And so as you have a strategy to grow your business, especially to the desired number, whatever that, if it's 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, it's the biggest piece that's always the most important for entrepreneurs is that commitment. What's going to keep you committed? What's going to sustain that energy? What's going to help you keep moving forward when you're feeling like, oh my God, this is way too much work. I don't even want to do this. But it's that bigger piece of like, oh, this is the vision, with Andrea sharing, it's being able to serve others, being able to gift, live in God's words and being able to share that gift with Sheila. You're seeing this future of being able to serve people through what you do, and then seeing this desired lifestyle that allows for freedom and a quality of life. Like that's the vision that compels you. Those are the pieces. This is the why that's going to help keep you connected to what you need to be to do it. So everybody should be connected to their vision, connected to their why, connected to what has them excited and really connecting to the business on that level. Let me go ahead and mute that. Okay, perfect. So a lot of us, some of you may have been in the calls, or you've been able to listen to the calls prior to this one where we came up with a business strategy. And a big part of it here, finally your thing came in because I wasn't able to hear you. So you're able to visualize, Eartha was sharing that she was able to visualize her peaceful self, and her why is the passion purpose, planning a nonprofit to assist victims of sexual abuse. Excellent. Yes. So the plan is to teach, create a greater awareness and opportunity for others to openly discuss these issues and how to identify characteristics of a pedophile, as well as to direct to resources and organizations to help them and their families recover. Awesome. That's a huge why. That's a big why. And it's like everybody has something that's compelling them. You want to connect with something that's going to compel you into great action. That's going to keep you grounded. That's going to keep you focused, and it's going to keep you determined. And so the last few classes, this vision is important, because what happens is a lot of people create this vision. They create the why. They get connected to what it is that they want to create. And they see, okay, I see myself in 5 years. I'm on a beach, I'm drinking margaritas, I'm relaxed. And they always see that vision of where they are as a millionaire or multimillionaire, or kind of that end goal. But what happens is the difference between a vision, a difference between a dream, a wish, is the planning, right? It's the planning and taking the steps to be able to get there. And so that's super important. And so what we want to do is to be able to now ground it in your strategy. And to be able to bridge the gap. So I want everybody to think of what is one, at least one, you might come up with more, but what is one action step that you can take to bring yourself closer to that vision, that 5-year vision out in the future, connecting to that peaceful, that state, the quality, that way of life. What are some action steps? And let's really ground this, because action steps can be so massive. I mean, of course, there's going to be multiple action steps to get to where you want to go. But what is one action step that you could take between now and next week to get you closer to that goal? And so I want to ground this vision, ground it into a strategy. And when I'm talking about a strategy, just a strategy between now and next week. What is one thing that you can do between now and next week to bring yourself closer to that vision? And so I want everybody to think of one. And of course, because this is a workshop and we want it to be more hands-on, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to share something that they can do. And then we'll talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to unmute somebody that's here with a 910 area code. So I'll unmute you. Hi there. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Hi. Oh, my name is Zoe. Hello. I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, welcome, Zoe. So Zoe, I wanted to give you an opportunity to share what's an action step that you can take between now and next week to get you closer to the vision that came forward.
Yes, I would like to raise my desirability factor, my worthiness to receive and feel deserving of allowing myself not to be addicted to struggle and burnout and to work smarter instead of harder.
Okay, perfect. This is really great. We're getting to talk about the mindset, right? And so, Zoe.
Yes.
Can we turn this goal that you have between now and next week? What is one step that actually take what you're experiencing, what you're talking about, to bring you closer to that next step? And then there's background music. Are you able to turn it down? You're able to hear me okay?
Oh, I apologize. I really apologize about that. Yeah. Are you better able to hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. Yes, thank you, Miss Phyllis. My main thing is to really get into my subconscious mind that allows a lot of resistance. So unfortunately, every level that we rise to requires a new devil of opposition and resistance to really, mirror to us how badly we truly want this and how badly we are willing to maintain it long term.
Right. And so what can you do? Now let's turn that into a specific measurable action step. What could be one action step that can allow you to be worthy, that can help you break through that mindset? What's one thing you
can do? Yes. Definitely it would have to be, possibly, actually allowing myself to really just, meditate and really clear my mind and journal, what is my biggest resistance, because I would really have to do a lot of, neuro-linguistic programming to really find the subliminal root to my unworthiness, because it doesn't matter, if I really am successful, if I have to burn myself out for it, unfortunately, like Gary Vee, the Instagram guru, instead of someone like the 4-hour work week type of person that wrote that book, if I have to do all of that for success, for me, it's totally not worth it. So if I can't, work in a way that is nourishing to me so I can be much more potent in efficiency and clarity, then that for me is the biggest thing, because, it's a lot of CEOs that have been found to be suicidal, unfortunately, due to the demand of workloads and the need to maintain that status. So for me, it would be to, make an action plan and actually find a coach that is very similar to you and really getting that efficiency and really, using their books and things like that, like 4-hour work week type of books, to really see, someone that has planned this out very well, like yourself, and really be dedicated for it. Because for me, that consistency and that urgency to really commit to, that neuro-linguistic reprogramming is very, very important to me.
Right. And so Zoe, this is great. So I heard 3 different action steps. One was to meditate, one was to journal, one was to get a coach. And so
Mm-hmm.
talk about meditate and journaling specifically too. What's, if we could make that specific measure, and all of you, even though I'm coaching Zoe, I want all of you to listen to what I'm talking about here, because what I find is that when people create an action step, it makes it so much easier to complete when it becomes really tangible, when it's less subjective. Because a lot of times some of us will feel like, okay, I want to be better at, I want to feel happier, right? That could be a goal, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what is that? How do I taste, touch, and feel that? How do I know that I've reached happiness? Like what exactly? And so, or how do I know I've actually can check that box off that I've done that? There's got to be a way for me to understand that I actually have arrived. So if I were to meditate and journal, when I leave that ambiguous, especially as a coach, when I allow a client to say, okay, that's what I'm going to do. At the end of the week, it's like, okay, well, did you meditate and coach? What I want to know is, okay, well, meditate how many times? How many days? For how long? So that is specific and measurable, because then that's something your mind can wrap around instead of something that's so ambiguous it's harder to. So for you to
that clarity.
Yeah,
Definitely.
how long would you meditate for? And make it reasonable too. You want to make it okay. So if you told me you want to meditate and you haven't meditated in a year, and you say, okay, I'm going to meditate 7 days a week for 60 minutes, that's not reasonable, right? I mean, you haven't even meditated once. So we got to make it where it's something that you can actually reach. It's attainable. And that's super important too, because you want to build the confidence and integrity with yourself and being your word. At the same time, you want to make it doable. You don't want to make it so far-fetched that you're like, forget it, I'm never going to reach this midway through. And it's going to continue to support the unworthiness, or see, I knew I couldn't do it, like that kind of patterning. And so to scale back on that, how long would you meditate for? That's reasonable and that's doable given your busy schedule.
Yes, it would have to be 30 minutes really meditating for the clarity, and then 30 minutes reading my self-help book, and then 30 minutes doing the journal prompts in that self-help type of 4-hour work week type of book. So it would be that type of process. I would do 30 minutes meditation, then the 30 minutes of reading, to dissect really fully and digest everything in that 4-hour work week type of self-help arena book. Then I would do the prompts, that would download to me from that.
And it's
for another 30 minutes.
Reasonable to commit to? Is that something that would be reasonable in your day?
Yes, I don't have children, husband.
Okay. That's the next thing. So all of you, when you're thinking about your action step, make sure it's reasonable. Make sure it's something that you know you can attain, or it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm going to find that kind of time. And so 90 minutes, how many times in the next 7 days?
Yeah, I would have to do it for me every day, because I'm such an analytically analysis paralysis type of monkey mind thinker. So I have to force my mind to reprogram very intensely, or it will not take me seriously at all.
Okay, and so as a coach, so even though all of you are listening to me, Coach Zoe, listen in for yourself and your life. So Zoe, as a coach, I would coach you to under-promise, over-deliver. Have you heard that terminology? Under-promise.
Oh, yes. Yes, and over-deliver, yes. So you definitely, yes.
Yes, some things happen, and then if you don't make 7 days, you're going to feel a little bit defeated if you at 5, which would still be pretty amazing. But I'm not interested in creating a framework that's going to set you up for failure in case an emergency. And so commit to, let's say 4, half of that, and do something. Want to under-promise, over-deliver, and make it manageable, because you got to hit that target consistently so that you can start when you're able to be your word and do it. Or else you'd already be doing
it. Oh, that is amazing. I never thought I could do that. I just know that because of my analysis paralysis and perfectionism, I have to reprogram more intensely.
Reprogram. You got to make it more manageable. I could see when we're talking about the unworthiness and not feeling good about yourself, well, maybe you're setting up goals that are not attainable. You know what I mean? So maybe back and set up something that you can start to build confidence. You can start to build trust in yourself. You can start to feel good. And 90 minutes is a big stretch too. That's a lot to commit to. And so maybe scaling at least 45 minutes and then do 90 minutes.
I didn't even think of that. Wow. I just thought because my mind is just so oh goodness, it's very full of so much very, extremely critical self-talk and
Yeah.
extremely perfectionistic based. So it's very hard when you have so much shame and guilt in your system to really,
Yeah.
yes, feel deserving of, that you're going to be able to really successfully and long-term based reprogram this very low frequency type of consciousness.
Exactly. So I hope that gives you some keys. So scale it back, under promise, over deliver. Scale back your 90 minutes to about 45, maybe even half hour, 10, 10, and 10. Commit
Wow.
4, do 7, do it all. But at least have that checklist so that you can check off, look at, I did what I said I was going to do. To do more, readjust, course correct for the next week. If you find that that's too much, shift it, because that's what it's all about, is having be flexible, but still be on task, still take each of those steps.
Oh wow, that is very wow. That is so hard. I definitely feel that is much more attainable. Like Weight Watchers, if you
Yeah,
break
because
it
that was
down.
stressing me out, girl, with the 90 minutes, 7 days a week. I was stressing out over here for you.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I try to follow the Weight Watchers method, and that is That's why I thought if I applied Weight Watchers to self help development, it would work the same way. But I see that's not the best formula.
It's tough. And if you aren't missing the goal, it's going to make you feel bad about yourself when you're still.
Oh yes, it does.
So thank you, Zoe. Thanks for
Thank you. Thank you
sharing.
so much.
So we kind of went into a couple of steps so far. So first we connected to a vision. Everybody connected to their vision of their future self 5 years in the future. They were able to connect to, from that vision, they were able to connect to the why, the vision of where they want to be ideally. And then looking at your business, because we're all entrepreneurs in this setting. And so looking at what's the why do I want to work in my business to be able to reach the future, the desired future? And then now we're looking at grounding this into action steps. Because like I said, the difference between a wish and the difference between in the vision and being able to succeed is success is the planning. It's a wish and a dream. And it's like, we're not dreaming here. This is not about creating magical thinking and that you're going to make $1 million in the next 5 years by just doing nothing different. This is about really creating a vision and then closing the gap between where you are in here and now and to where you want to be with an actual strategy and action step plan. And so, and we did, like I said, in the last calls, we did a couple of work, a little bit of work on your strategy on how much you needed to make, what would you need to make each month? What would that look like? But then this is now taking it down into action steps, actionable steps. And so anybody else able to share what they're going to do? And Joseph, I'll take you off mute. Did you have an action step that came forward between now and next week to bring you closer to your 5-year future self vision? No. Oh, Joseph, can you hear me? Joseph?
Yes, hi.
Oh, what is the action step that you have that you came up with between now and next week that's specific, that's measurable, that you can take to bring you closer to your vision?
Well, I wanted to make, I have a couple things. I'm actually in process. I have a loan that I'm doing for my business actually. And that's going to be going through. So I want to have that done by tomorrow night.
And have what done about it? What's specific?
I want it to be completed and at least and reviewed by our banker.
Okay, so to complete the application or the?
Yeah, the loan SBA loan application. Okay,
so complete the application.
And then and then next is to have a meeting with my partners on a strategy meeting in terms of how we can start going after clients, because I remember your numbers class where I needed to do 30 calls or 30 appointments per month, and so get my 10%. So we need to start. That was on my mind since that class. So we got to come up with a strategy where we can get those 30. So I'm going to we're going to talk, and I'm hoping that's the next step, and I'm hoping that we'll have a plan in place so that we can start attacking that by next week.
Okay, so great. So then it would be to book a session to create a plan, because when we talked about the numbers, and this is for all of you too, that when we working on the strategies and the numbers for how many calls you need to book to be able to make that 10% for the sales. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this was in session 1 and 2, which you'll be able to check out the replay where we really went into the strategy at a deeper level. And so if your goal is to book 30 calls in the next 30 days, then you got to now get yourself in front of, take that 30 times 3 in front of 90 people, because not everybody's going to book that call that you talk to. So you got to talk to enough people to book 30 calls, coming up with a strategy to be able to create these sales calls and finish your loan application. And so that creates a specific and measurable.
Yes, thank you.
Joseph. All right, and I know, Eartha, you haven't been able to come off mute, but you can type in too, what's an action step that you're gonna take? So notice how I'm helping people ground their action steps so that it's measurable, so that's specific. And so that you're able to have something that you can taste, touch, and feel and not be so subjective. And that is really key, especially with coaching and accountability. The biggest part of coaching is creating those follow-ups and then being able to hold somebody accountable, check in a week later and say, hey, you know, what happened? Were you able to do that? And so, Eartha, if you're able to put it in, tape it in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put, as far as accountability, so everybody should have an action step that they're gonna be able to take between now and next week to get closer to their goal. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the chat box here, meetingwithphyllis.com. This is going to be where, go ahead, set up a call so that we can hold you and look at, okay, what did you agree to do? And then how do I hold you accountable? Like, what is it that the things that you do? Some of you might need a little bit more structure into how to set that up too, especially when we're looking at calls. You know, if you're looking at setting up a strategy to be able to sell, you know, I know Sheila will be able to hold you accountable, and Andrea, we'll connect. But Eartha, if you wanted to put down, what is your action steps? Zoe, we kind of help streamline yours. So you want to make it tangible. You want to make it doable, but you also want to make it so that it's a stretch. And here's the thing. Like, if you really look at your life and you look at your business, if you were strategizing and taking one thing that you committed to once a week and took one step to bring you closer, that's 52 actionable items that you could do within a year, right? That's 4 items that you can do within a month. And so when you really look at making it, because some people are so overwhelmed by action steps, I mean, even if you just did one thing a week, that's a lot of steps, and that's more steps than some people are taking. And most people, especially when it's strategic, they're strategizing as opposed to just kind of being out there. Let's see. Joseph, what were you going to say? I see.
Hi, I also have one more action step I need to take, and this was kind of important, but it's maybe it might be a little bit off, but I have to contact my lawyer to draft a contract between me and my other partner before the loan actually goes through. So it's like that, I guess that has to happen before the loan actually happens. So, but these things are happening simultaneously.
Okay, excellent. And so make sure you're writing them down to capture that. And it's between now and next week. So we're talking in the next 7 days, making sure that you're taking a step to be able to take care of this, completing the loan, contacting your lawyer.
Yes.
Coming up with a strategy to get to book 30 sales calls for your business.
All right.
And Andrea, I'm going to take you off mute really quickly. Did you have your action step?
No, I've been distracted. People have been coming into my office. The phone has been ringing.
Well, I'll come back around. I'll circle back around with you and to contact you to hear about that action step to bring you closer to that vision, what that might look like.
Okay.
And so the main thing is to make it specific, tangible, measurable. And then Eartha, if you're able to chat in, you can write down what is the step that you're going to take between now. And so for those of you that haven't already checked out a session, go ahead and book a session with Meeting with Phyllis. I put it in the chat. Oops, I'm going to put in the chat. I actually just noticed I put it in the chat, but it only went to one of you. So I'm going to go ahead and put it to everyone. So go ahead and schedule a call so we can continue this conversation, create the follow-up, and look at a strategy. Because what it goes into when you really look at these numbers, when you really look at these action steps that you want to take, when you're looking at the vision that you have for yourself, a lot of these things are easy to hit when you have a clear plan, when you have a clear strategy, because a lot of it's numbers, right? You know, the key to most of these, to this 3-part series is know your numbers. That's been the biggest thing. You got to know your numbers. And when I say know your numbers, know how many people that you need to book in order to reach your financial goal. Knowing your sales conversions. If you talk to 10 people, how many people actually purchase your product? Knowing what that conversion number is. If you don't know what it is, it's 10%. If it's 10%, you need to know how much your products are going to be and be able to see if they work with the numbers. Because if they don't work, then we need to either raise your rates, change your packaging. Like there's so many different things, that combinations to do here, but it's very simple. It's very doable. It's just being able to package it, strategize it, put things in a particular way so that it's manageable. Because once it's manageable, if you know what your business is, if you know what the services you're providing, if you know the amount of money that you want to charge, and it's easy to get it out there and then start to create your packages in a way that people want to buy it, that you're able to solve the problem that the people have. And so being able to do all that, but it all starts with an action step. And I know, Zoe, you were talking about getting a coach. You know, that's the key. That's the one thing I always tell people. If you want to make money in your business, you got to invest in your business. You know, if you want to charge a premium rate, then you've got to actually go through the experience of paying a premium rate so that you can understand how to sell your services at a premium rate. That's the most important thing. Most coaches and most service providers, most people have a hard time selling something that they haven't been able to pay for themselves, right? Because once they get over those objections, they're able to understand the value, they're able to know how to sell it. And so it's really important to be able to get that experience by hiring somebody that can support you, because then it'll save you a lot of time. It'll save you a lot of reinventing the wheel, and it'll help support you with moving you quicker, faster, and to the fastest path to cash. You know, hiring somebody that understands and knows what you need to do to be able to get there. So thank you everyone for coming out to the series. I'll be running another program next month during the holidays. I'm kind of thinking about a couple of different topics that have come up and some of the questions that I'm getting via email, but there's a lot of stuff around time management and stress around the holidays. So I was thinking of doing something around time management to support people with being able to strategize and be able to manage the holiday and all the to-dos and streamline things so that you can be so much more effective and leverage your time in a most effective way. So thank you all for coming. Oops, I just realized I haven't been on video for a little while there. Thanks all for coming, and thank you for sharing your business. And I am sending you lots of good vibrations, and so that you can take the steps that you need to get your business to where you want it to be. So go ahead and sign up for a call if you haven't already, and then I'll hope to be able to support you with being able to get there quicker.